Hey everyone, Cody Shirk here. I'm in beautiful Ventura County. I'm not going to tell you the exact city because it's a beautiful place and I don't want to give it up. And that's part of life, is going out and exploring cool spots on your own. But I am in California, if you don't know where Ventura County is, and I'm going to talk to you today about uranium. The reason why I'm bringing this topic up is because I'm in California, which is the fourth largest electricity producer in the US, but they're the second most expensive market behind Hawaii. I feel like this is such a California thing. Everything's expensive here, taxes are high, and of course they produce a lot of electricity, but it's very expensive here. To be fair, they import a lot of electricity from neighboring states because there's such a huge population here. Anyway, I started writing about uranium back in 2016 and 17 as a recommendation to invest in it. The thesis was that, hey, nuclear power is not going away and uranium is cheap. And back then, uranium was about $10 a pound. This was again 2017-ish. And that was coming down from over $140 a pound in 2007. So if any of you are commodity investors out there, when you see a dip in a price of a commodity that's used around the world, that's sometimes an opportunity for you just to go and pick up things in the corner of the room. It's called picking up money in the corner of the room. You just wait for that opportunity. I'm walking barefoot right now in thorn-covered gravel, so excuse my yelps along the way. Anyway, I personally invested in uranium in 2017. I've been holding on for quite some time. I still hold on to it. I don't recommend following my trades. I don't even recommend investing in stuff that I invest in. But I'm probably going to sell pretty soon, and I'm going to tell you why. I actually see a lot more upside coming for uranium because nuclear power demand is only increasing. But for me, I'm probably going to rotate into another hated asset. Natural gas looks interesting right now. But I want to talk to you about the nuclear power generation projects that are going on around the world right now. So let's start globally. Right now, there are over 400 nuclear power plants under operation right now globally. In the US, there's 93. In China, there's 55. In Russia, there's 37. And India has 19. Now, that's currently operating. The interesting thing for any uranium investors is to see what's on the horizon here. The US, shockingly, only has one under construction. And I could go talk to you all day about the bureaucratic nightmare that the US has turned into, but the point is that the US has a lot of nuclear power plants already, but there's probably not many going to be coming online for quite some time. In China, the story is different. There's currently 25 nuclear power plants under construction right now, and there are over 120 planned new sites. So as you can imagine, the demand for uranium in the future is certainly going to increase from China. But China's not alone. As many of you know, India's population last year surpassed China's, and their power demand as the country matures is only going to increase. So they're looking at nuclear power. They currently have 19 online. They're going to be building 7 reactors, or actually they're already building 7 reactors, and they have another 2 or 3 dozen reactors in plans. Of note, a couple weeks ago, Modi was in Russia to speak with Putin. This did not make the Americans happy because there are tons of sanctions on Russia, and the US is saying, India, what are you doing? You're going over there to do business with Russia. But in India's defense, they're a fast-growing nation. They're the most populous nation in the world now, and they need fuel to power their energy-producing nuclear power plants. So that's what Modi had stated. That was one of his top priorities, was to broker a deal with Putin to get a steady flow of uranium down to India for the nuclear power plants. India does have a little bit of domestic mining in uranium, but they have pretty much tapped out their resources. As of late, they've been buying in the spot market from Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Canada, and even France. So they're paying a premium for this uranium that they should have under contract, which I believe they'll probably get done with Russia in the coming years. There's several new events that have happened over the past couple weeks that are of note. So if you are not invested in uranium and thinking about dipping your toe into it, hey, like I said, I might be getting out soon, but it might be a good time to jump in. The price of $140 a pound back in 2007 could look really, really small if geopolitical things flare up in the near future and nuclear power does become the choice energy source for the world. So let me go over a few of those things. Number one is the one I just mentioned, which was Modi in Russia speaking with Putin to secure uranium. I don't know exactly how that's going to go down, but the point is, if you have two countries brokering a deal for a commodity, that could significantly disrupt the spot price for countries who are not part of that bromance, the secret handshake of giving uranium for special prices. The U.S. will be cut out of that deal for sure. And the U.S. is not a major uranium producer. The U.S. does have mines right now. There are, in the past year, there's only been 6 mines producing uranium in the U.S. 4 have been in Wyoming, 1 has been in Texas, and the last one was in Nebraska. But compared to Kazakhstan, Russia, or other major uranium producers, the U.S. doesn't produce that much uranium. The other major event that happened in the past couple weeks was Kazakhstan announced a new tax on the uranium that is mined out of the ground. They're calling this a mineral extraction tax. It was previously at 6%, and they just raised it to 9%, and then they have a sliding scale for major producers that goes up to 18%. So what that means is that a big uranium miner in Kazakhstan, the more that they mine and extract out of the earth, the higher they get taxed. This happened a couple weeks ago, and as soon as that was announced, a lot of the junior miners in the uranium world peaked, because obviously the junior miners who are operating in different countries or have lower volume in Kazakhstan are going to benefit from that. So we saw a lot of those junior mining uranium stocks pop on that news. The last bit of information, which is really interesting to me, is China just announced that they're going to be starting their own mine. And this mine is in, what city is this? Ordos City. And that's in the northern part of the country in the Inner Mongolia region. And the reason why this is interesting is because I personally think that China does not report a lot of their natural resource production, extraction, and consumption data accurately. And whether that's strategic, or whether that's internal problems, or whether that's just propaganda from the information that I'm seeing, I just think that China it's in their best interest to not tell the world what's actually going on. So China's new mine to extract all this uranium within their own country could be extremely strategic for them, because what they can do is they can extract uranium from the earth to power their nuclear power plants. And not only do they not have to broker deals with other countries, they don't have to tell other countries what they're doing and what their strategies are. So to be fair, mines take years to come online, and will they be pulling uranium out of the ground next year to power their nuclear power plants? No. But it just goes to show that nuclear energy is here to stay, and extracting uranium and having uranium sources will be a major geopolitical power point for many countries into the coming decades, as electricity fuels civilizations. And if you have steady, consistent power sources, well, your nation and civilization is much more likely to flourish. Your economy is probably going to do better. You're going to have commerce, you're going to have industrialization, and you're going to have people doing business, which is why it's so important to have these uranium sources for all these countries. All right, I am frying my feet on blacktop. I mean, like literally torturing myself right now. So I'm going to cut this off. But that's the latest update on uranium. The summary is I'm probably going to sell pretty soon, because I've been in for so long and had a nice ride up. But there might be a lot more upside to come. Anyway, enjoy the beautiful mountains here, and I'll see you later.